Are you unknowingly trapped in a digital echo chamber, your thoughts and behaviors subtly shaped by unseen algorithms? Social media has become the lens through which many of us view the world. But that lens isn't neutral. It's intricately designed to capture and hold our attention, often at the cost of our well-being and autonomy. Today, we're peeling back the curtain on how these algorithms really work, and more importantly, how they're working on you. At their core, social media algorithms are prediction engines. They're constantly analyzing your behavior, what you like, share, comment on, how long you linger on certain posts, to build a detailed model of your preferences and tendencies. This model isn't just used to show you content you might enjoy. It's weaponized to keep you scrolling, tapping, and engaging for as long as possible. One of the most insidious ways algorithms accomplish this is through the exploitation of cognitive biases. Take the availability heuristic, for instance. This is our tendency to overestimate the importance or prevalence of things we can easily recall. Social media algorithms leverage this by repeatedly exposing you to certain types of content, making those ideas seem more common or important than they actually are. This can lead to a distorted worldview. If your feed is constantly showing you crime stories, you might start to believe the world is much more dangerous than it actually is. If you're bombarded with posts about cryptocurrency, you might overestimate its importance in the global economy. The algorithm doesn't care if your perception is accurate, it only cares that you keep engaging. Another powerful tool in the algorithm's arsenal is the dopamine-driven feedback loop. Every like, comment, or share triggers a small release of dopamine in your brain. This feels good, and your brain starts to associate social media use with pleasure. The algorithm learns which types of posts get the most engagement from you and serves up more of the same, creating a self-reinforcing cycle that can be incredibly hard to break. This dopamine loop isn't just addictive, it can actively shape your behavior and even your personality. You might start crafting your posts to maximize likes and shares, subtly altering how you express yourself online. Over time, this can bleed into your offline life, influencing the way you think and act even when you're not on the platform. The filter bubble effect is another crucial concept to understand. Algorithms tend to show you content similar to what you've engaged with in the past. While this can make for a more personalized experience, it also narrows your exposure to diverse viewpoints. You end up in an echo chamber, where your existing beliefs are constantly reinforced and rarely challenged. This can lead to polarization and a breakdown in societal discourse. When we're not exposed to opposing viewpoints, we lose the ability to empathize with those who think differently. We become more entrenched in our own beliefs, and the idea of finding common ground becomes increasingly foreign. But the influence of these algorithms extends far beyond just what content you see. They're actively shaping how you process information and make decisions. The constant stream of bite-sized content trains your brain to crave quick, easily digestible information. This can erode your ability to engage with longer, more complex ideas, potentially impacting your critical thinking skills. Moreover, the algorithmic curation of your feed can create a false sense of what's normal or acceptable. If your algorithm determines you're interested in extreme political content, for example, it might start showing you more and more radical ideas. Over time, views that were once considered fringe can start to seem mainstream, simply because they're what you're constantly exposed to. This normalization effect can be particularly dangerous when it comes to misinformation. Algorithms don't distinguish between truth and falsehood, they only care about engagement. If a piece of misinformation gets a lot of interaction, the algorithm will spread it further, potentially reaching millions of people before any fact-checking can occur. The impact on mental health is another crucial aspect often overlooked in discussions about social media algorithms. These systems are designed to keep you engaged, not to ensure your well-being. The constant comparison to others' highlight reels can fuel feelings of inadequacy and FOMO, fear of missing out. Furthermore, the algorithm's tendency to show you content similar to what you've engaged with before can exacerbate negative emotional states. If you're feeling down and engage with content reflecting that mood, the algorithm might serve up more depressing content, potentially pushing you into a downward spiral. Another overlooked aspect is how these algorithms can shape your sense of time and priorities. The endless scroll is designed to make you lose track of time, potentially distracting you from more important tasks or relationships in your life. The constant notifications and updates create a sense of urgency around social media interactions that rarely reflect their true importance. It's also worth considering how these algorithms interact with our natural human desire for belonging and validation. We're social creatures, evolved to care deeply about our standing within our community. Social media algorithms exploit this, turning our social interactions into quantifiable metrics, likes, followers, shares. This gamification of social status can lead to anxiety, constant self-comparison, and a distorted sense of self-worth. But perhaps the most concerning aspect of social media algorithms is their role in attention extraction. In the attention economy, your focus is the product being sold to advertisers. Every moment you spend on these platforms is monetized, your attention carved up and auctioned off to the highest bidder. This commodification of attention has far-reaching implications. It's not just about wasted time, it's about the opportunity cost of that attention. What could you achieve if you redirected the mental energy currently consumed by social media towards your goals and aspirations? Moreover, this attention extraction doesn't just affect individuals, it shapes society as a whole. As more of our collective attention is captured by these platforms, we have less mental bandwidth for civic engagement, deep thinking, and addressing complex societal issues. So, what can we do to reclaim our autonomy in the face of these powerful algorithms? The first step is awareness. Understanding how these systems work is crucial to breaking their hold over us. Pay attention to how you feel after using social media. Are you energized and informed, or anxious and drained? Actively curating your feed is another powerful tool. Don't passively consume whatever the algorithm serves up. Regularly audit who you follow and what content you engage with. Seek out diverse viewpoints and high-quality information sources. Implementing digital boundaries is crucial. Use tools like screen time limits and app blockers to create space between yourself and these platforms. Consider periodic digital detoxes to reset your relationship with social media. Cultivating offline relationships and hobbies is also vital. The more fulfilling your life is outside of social media, the less power these algorithms will have over you. Invest in real-world experiences and connections that don't require likes or shares to feel valuable. Developing your critical thinking skills is another key defense. Practice questioning the content you see. Who created it? What's their motivation? Is it designed to inform, or simply to provoke an emotional reaction? It's also important to understand that you have more control than you might think. Most platforms allow you to customize your feed to some extent. Take advantage of these options, mute keywords that trigger negative emotions, and follow accounts that don't add value to your life. Consider using alternative platforms that prioritize user well-being over engagement metrics. Look for social media sites that offer chronological feeds instead of algorithmic ones, or that don't use advertising as their primary business model. Educate yourself about data privacy and take steps to limit the information you're sharing. The less data these algorithms have about you, the less effectively they can manipulate your behavior. Remember, the goal isn't necessarily to quit social media entirely. These platforms can offer genuine value when used mindfully. The key is to shift from passive consumption to active, intentional use. Ultimately, reclaiming your digital autonomy is about reclaiming your attention. Your focus is one of your most valuable resources. Be intentional about where you direct it. Don't let algorithms decide what's important in your life. By understanding the mechanics of social media algorithms and taking proactive steps to manage our relationship with these platforms, we can harness their benefits while mitigating their negative impacts. The power to shape your digital experience, and by extension, your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors, lies in your hands. Will you let unseen algorithms control your life, or will you take back the reins?